The night pressed in thick and heavy, muffling my footsteps as I darted down the narrow alley. My breath puffed out in sharp bursts, faintly lit by the stuttering glow of a street lamp. I shouldn't have come. Not tonight. Not after the message. Meet me at the docks. Midnight. Come alone. The note had been scratched onto a scrap of paper, slid under my apartment door. Unsigned, but impossible to ignore. For weeks, I chased whispers about my sister Ellie's disappearance. And this was the first real lead. I couldn't turn back now. The docks rose ahead, cranes jutting up like twisted spines against the shrouded sky. The air reeked of salt and rust, and the faint croon of tethered boats gnawed at my nerves. My watch read 11:58. 2 minutes. My fingers grazed the switchblade in my pocket, its cold weight a fragile shield against the dark. I told myself it was just in case, but now it felt like a lifeline. A shadow flickered near the water's edge, eyes straining through the murk. Hello. My voice barely carried, swallowed by the stillness. The shape shifted again. Tall, deliberate. My pulse thundered as I crept closer, gravel crunching beneath my boots. You sent the note, I called, sharper this time. The figure paused, then turned. A man's voice cut through the gloom, low and rough.
You're late.
He stepped into the dim light, his face hidden beneath a hood. But something glinted in his hand. A blade, a pistol. My gut twisted.
You shouldn't have come looking for her,
he said, his words edged with something cold.
She didn't want to be found.
Ellie, I whispered, the name escaping before I could catch it. Where is she? What did you do to her? He tilted his head, almost mocking.
You think I did something?
A beat. Then he stepped closer.
Maybe she's the one you should fear.
His words slammed into me. I gripped the switchblade tighter, slipping it free, but keeping it low. Tell me where she is, or I swear. A gunshot cracked the air, sharp and close, ringing in my ears. I hit the ground, heart pounding against my chest. The man didn't move, just stood there, watching me, his shadowed face a blank slate. Footsteps pounded behind me, fast and uneven, and I twisted to see another figure cutting through the haze. A woman, smaller, frantic. She was yelling, her voice raw, but the wind stole her words. I staggered up, caught between the man and the approaching shape. Ellie, I shouted. The hooded man let out a low guttural laugh and backed toward the water, his form fading into the night. Wait! I lunged after him, but the woman's scream stopped me dead. Stop! Don't trust him! I whirled around, and there she was. Ellie. Her hair was a tangled mess, her face smeared with grime. But it was her, alive. Relief flooded me, then shattered as I saw the gun in her shaking hands, aimed not at the man, but at me. Ellie, you don't understand, she said, her voice splintering. You weren't supposed to find me. Her finger tightened on the trigger, and time slowed to a single ragged breath. Then the darkness closed in. Her, the man, the docks, and a second shot split the silence. The echo of that second shot lingered, a jagged pulse in the air as I stumbled backward, my hands clawing at the gravel. Pain hadn't hit yet. Shock kept it at bay, but I pressed a trembling palm to my chest, expecting blood. Nothing. I was still breathing, still whole. The shot hadn't come for me. My eyes snapped up to Ellie, her silhouette rigid against the dim glow of the docks. The gun in her hands wavered, smoke curling from its barrel, and her gaze locked on something beyond me. I twisted around, following her line of sight. The hooded man lay sprawled on the ground, motionless, a dark stain spreading across his chest. The glint I'd seen earlier, a knife, lay useless beside him, its blade catching the faint light. Ellie had fired. She'd saved me. Or had she? Ellie, I rasped, dragging myself to my knees. What the hell is going on? My voice shook, torn between relief and dread. She didn't answer, didn't even look at me. Her eyes stayed fixed on the body, wide and unblinking, like she was seeing something I couldn't. The wind shifted, carrying the distant wail of sirens. Someone had heard the shots. Help was coming, or trouble was. I staggered to my feet, reaching for her. Ellie, talk to me. Why was he here? Why are you here? My hand brushed her arm, and she flinched, the gun jerking in her grip. I froze, suddenly aware of how close that barrel was to me again. You don't get it, she whispered, her voice barely audible over the creaking docks. You never should have come. She turned then, and for the first time, I saw her fully. Her hollow cheeks, the shadows under her eyes, the way her lips trembled. She looked like Ellie, but not the sister I'd known. This was someone else, someone carved out and replaced. Ellie, it's me, I pleaded. Whatever happened, we can fix it. Just put the gun down. My heart thudded as I stepped closer, hands raised. The sirens grew louder, their urgency cutting through the night. She shook her head, a tear streaking through the dirt on her face. You'd think this is about fixing things. Her laugh was brittle, broken. He wasn't the only one looking for me, and now they know where I am. Her eyes darted past me, toward the water, and I followed her gaze. Shadows moved there, faint, fleeting shapes in the haze, too many to count. Who? I demanded, my voice rising. Who's after you? What did you do? She didn't answer. Instead, she shoved the gun into my hands, its weight warm and heavy against my palms. Run, she said, her voice sharp now, commanding. Take it and go. Don't look back. Ellie, no, I started. But she was already moving, sprinting toward the water's edge, where the shadows waited. I lunged after her, the gun slipping in my sweaty grip, but a hand clamped down on my shoulder, yanking me back. I spun, expecting another attacker, but it was a cop, uniformed, flashlight blinding me, shouting something about dropping the weapon. I froze, caught between the gun in my hands and Ellie's retreating figure. The shadows swallowed her, and a scream, hers, pierced the air. Cut off too soon. The cop wrestled me to the ground, cuffs biting into my wrists, but my eyes stayed on the water, searching for her. Then I saw it, a single figure stepping out of the murk, taller than the rest, holding something limp in its arms. Ellie. The flashlight beam swung away, and the figure vanished, leaving only the sound of my own ragged breathing and the cop's radio crackling with reports of a body found. But whose?